My name is Louis Ochoa.
I'm Katie Krasnowski.
My name is Shota Nakama.
I'm Kevin Zakreski.
My name is Casey Lee Williams.
And these are some of the faces behind the Sonic Symphony. However, this face is lacking the right credentials to be filming here. So how did he get a behind-the-scenes look of this production? Well, it's all thanks to one man. But before I can properly introduce him, we need to learn more about this show itself.
It is a live experience that celebrates the music from the iconic mascot.
The concert combines orchestral and rock band performances synced with video elements from the history of the Sonic game franchise.
In 2019, Sega's newly hired social media manager, Katie Krasnowski, had a dream. After seeing multiple touring video game symphonies, she wanted to create a symphony of her own for the Sonic franchise. Throughout the coming years, she would help produce this tour, putting together an online show in 2021 and the first in-person concert in 2022. Finally, in September of 2023, the tour debuted in London, England, and has been on the road ever since. I believe this is more than enough backstory for a production of this nature, but whether it be how passionate the faces behind it have been, to the ways they've engaged with the community, I couldn't help but feel as though there was so much happening behind the scenes that we weren't seeing. So a week before the Symphony Seattle show, I threw one of the biggest Hail Marys and slid into the producer of the show's DMs, in hopes of a simple interview. Wait, what the? Days later, I ventured to the sunny city of Seattle in search of answers. But before I got into the venue, I made sure to get lost for about 10 minutes and have at least one run-in with security. Once we were saved by the show's producer, me and my friend got into the venue, where we were greeted with the music of Sonic 1.
Broke into the...
Having this concert hall all to myself while the symphonic orchestra performed was by far one of the most surreal experiences of my life. Speaking of the orchestra, it's worth addressing that every performance on this tour has an orchestra from that city performed for that city's show alone. That's why, for this video, I only interviewed the rock band and anybody else connected to the production of the show. Speaking of which, let me introduce them to you. First off, this is Kevin Zakreski, one of the two composers touring with the production. He's conducted symphonies for National Geographic, The Legend of Zelda, and many more. He's also a fellow Vancouverite. Secondly, we have Louis A. Ochoa, the bassist for the rock performances. He's the band leader for Project ONS and works as a musician for the Symphony's production company Soundtrack. If you've played Final Fantasy 15, you've heard him play bass. But I haven't, so... Lastly, we have Casey Lee Williams, one of the 3 touring vocalists. She's the lead singer and songwriter for the band OK Goodnight, but you may know her best as the lead singer for Ruby. And as somebody who grew up on that show, if I embarrassed myself here, I would have opened my heart to oncoming traffic. How's the audience been for this tour compared to the other shows you've done?
The Sonic audiences are insane.
Every city that we go to, the audience has just been so energized. Rabid, can I say that?
Oh, 100%. You can easily say that.
Yes.
Well, at the beginning of the show, I invite everyone to let us know if they're really into such and such movement. And I think giving them the permission at the beginning means they just let it out. And it's fun. It's a good energy.
It always catches us off guard for like a second, and then we're like, oh, we're here to perform for them. So, you know, they love it.
How's your experience been preparing for this tour?
I had just a couple of weeks to prepare like 12 songs, but like it's been great. All the music is really fun. Some of it, like, it knows what it is and really like doesn't take itself too seriously. And I've had a lot of fun listening to just Sonic music for the past 2 weeks, but I will say it is just in my head constantly.
Have you had like a specific earworm?
Fist bump, but I think the other earworm for me is What I'm Made Of.
Fist Bump has always been top for me, just because it's such a high energy song. We've been playing that for a couple of years now, but every time that I play with the band, it hasn't lost its luster.
What's been your favorite song to play?
Escape from the City, you know, just the iconic bass intro, so every time I play that, I try not to mess it up too much. Sometimes I do, just because people just yell as soon as they, you know, see me getting ready for it. They're like, "Rah!"
Escape from the City starts with Follow My Rainbow, which is this really cool phrase, and I really like. Endless Possibility has just this really great feel to it, but the harmonies in Aquarium Park are do you love it?
It's godlike, honestly.
Like I'm in my car listening to Aquarium Park and I'm like, all afternoon.
But when you're up there and like you're seeing and hearing the it's just like energy.
Do you have any fun stories from the tour thus far?
I guess the first show was really magical for me because like I'd been studying the music from Sonic and playing the game obviously, and so I didn't realize how big the community was. Like when you have that screaming people behind you, like thousands of fans, there's just this incredible energy. So the first time I did it in Los Angeles, it was like, I don't know, I felt like I was part of something really big and it was awesome.
And while the show wouldn't be the same if not for these people, I doubt it even exists without its producer and guitarist, Shota Nakama, the same man who made this video a possibility. Originally from Okinawa, Shota moved to the US at 18 to study music here in Washington State. He currently resides in Boston as a director, producer, and composer at Soundtrack. When I asked him about the Sonic Symphony, it turns out its history runs much deeper than I initially thought.
This was back in, I think 2017. There was somebody in Sega of America. He asked me if he can do a show at San Diego Comic-Con because Sega booked a pretty big panel room and he loves music. We did a small band plus some brass players. That went great. So our relationship just continued to evolve, and later in that year we did a show in Japan. They granted us permission to play some Sonic music with the picture and stuff. Then the 30th online concert, the COVID came and then online concert happened. Like we were asked by the same person who's now the chief brand officer, Ibo. He's an incredible guy, and he said like, can you do this? Heck yes. So we did, and the response was just insane, right? It was really, really awesome, and we were like, you know what, this has to be taken to every city possible.
How have your interactions been with the Sonic community?
It's been awesome. Producers, they kind of stay away from exposure. And I want to build this show with everybody instead of me just pouring out my whatever I think is good. I want to keep evolving the show with the fans, with the community, with Sega and everybody involved. And I think that's really the right way to do it.
What is the significance of this show to you in particular?
It's a unique video game concert because all the video game concerts out there, they tend to be more symphonic. I love that. But I think Sonic's music has so many bangers, right? They're just incredible vocal tunes. We cannot avoid those. And I didn't want to do orchestral arrangements of those because it's not that. It doesn't give the same impact. I come from a rock and roll background, and I always like to engage the audience and sing along and just shred all the guitar solos and just have a great time with everyone. That's kind of what I want to accomplish with the show. And I guess it's sort of happening, so that's great. Yeah.
On Twitter over time, you've collected a lot of stickers from fans.
Oh my God. I think it was just a random thing, and people just started giving me, and I'm like, where should we go? And I didn't want to just throw them in my closet or something, so I'm like, blue guitar, let's go, bam. And then everybody started giving me more, so then we'll just archive it, and then we'll just put it on the throne or something later on.
Well, I have a bit of a gift for you here.
Oh yeah, really?
I don't have a sticker making machine, so I had to go a little old-fashioned way. So I used one of the parcel stickers.
Oh my God.
And I did it by hand.
Thank you so much. Oh man, that looks like me. Wow. Thank you so much. I have another guitar that's vacant right now, so I'm just gonna go on that.
It's an honor.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Near the end of rehearsals, I noticed a familiar face watching the performances from backstage. So with the help of Shota for the last time, I grabbed my final interview of the night with the person who started it all.
Hello, I'm Katie Krzyzanowski. I'm the social media manager for the Sonic the Hedgehog brand. So I oversee social media, community management, influencer relations for Sonic.
What were some of the biggest hurdles you had to face while putting this all together?
We started planning this early 2019, and it was going to be a world tour, and then we got around to planning, and then 2020 happened. We were kind of waiting this will pass in a few weeks. It didn't really pass in a few weeks, so we ended up kind of pivoting and making it an online event. And then after that, we're like, things are opening up again. Could we finally do this world tour? And we were able to, so that was definitely the biggest hurdle.
What have been some of your favorite reactions to the show?
Oh, that's a hard question. Every reaction has been so good. This is the second one I've been able to go to in person. I was at the LA show, and just as soon as the music started playing and fans started screaming, I just started crying. Just everyone getting so excited. Everyone standing up during the second half and singing along. It's just so special seeing everyone come together.
If you go back in time to when you were first working on the show and give some words of encouragement to yourself, what would you want to say?
just keep going. It's going to be so worth it. Just seeing everyone there. This is for everyone, so thank you everyone for supporting.
And with this, I had one final question for everyone.
What do you believe makes the music of Sonic so special?
Everything.
The variety, I guess. Like, there's everything.
The composers really understand what they're writing for. All the songs that they've written for the games have been, I think, infused with the understanding that, these are going to be listened to over and over again.
The way that the community thrives off of it, they can come to a concert like this and just sing every word.
Everyone can sing along.
Some of these songs are 20 plus years old and people know the words to like all of it.
The legend Nakamura-san, who composed for Sonic 1 and 2. Back then, I don't think there's any songs that were just so groovy. And that just became like such a part of the gameplay. And then like Jun Senue and Tomoe Otani, they joined Sega and started writing all those like kick-ass rock songs. And again, like those like sing-along tunes, like everybody just love and love and love. The power of Sonic music is just kind of like not comparable to like any other video game music. It's really like joyful. It's incredible.
Finally, it was time to sit down and experience the symphony the way it was supposed to be, in a room filled with Sonic fans. And while I can't deny the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity I had earlier that day, experiences like this are best shared with others. From the combination of video to the orchestral and rock band performances, I laughed, I sang, and I cried. But only manly tears. Fuck you. I've grown up with the music of this franchise, so hearing these pieces in a new light made me appreciate the original compositions that much more. At the end of the night, my friend and I watched the credits roll. We saw the names of those we spoke with earlier, alongside some we didn't get a showcase. It made me realize how many people it takes to put on a production like this. The Sonic Symphony is a celebration featuring decades of musical collaboration. And while every person's contribution can be felt, most don't get the recognition they deserve. All I can hope is that everyone involved has felt the love from this community, and that this little video helps more people get their roses. Their Amy roses. I want to give a huge thanks to Shota Nakama once again, as without him, this video would not have been possible. Check out SonicSymphonyTour.com to see if the show is coming to a city near you. Links to everything in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more like it. Okay, bye!